Alrighty guys, so I know that I already have done a melted crayon art tutorial a very long time ago, probably about 2 years ago. But I'm gonna do it again just because hello, it's Christmas, and if you're still not sure what you're gonna get for a family member or friends or anyone like that, then I got a couple ideas for you, and one of them is melted crayon art, and I happen to be excellent at melted crayon art. So let's go over supplies. You're gonna need crayons, and if you have specific colors, for example, I'm doing a Panthers painting, so I need the specific colors of blue, black, and white, and like the various types of blue. And make sure your crayons are Crayola crayons, okay? Now this particular painting took me 7 boxes of crayons just because I was only picking like 5 colors from each box. But make sure they're Crayola, just make sure they're Crayola. Rose art doesn't work, guys. You're going to need a hot glue gun, hot glue sticks just in case. You're working with a canvas, so I suggest acrylic paint. And of course you're going to need paint brushes and a glass for your water for painting. Now you know I have it from previous videos, but I have a heat gun. If you do not have a heat gun or you have no accessibility to a heat gun, then a hairdryer is going to work out just fine, guys. And painter's tape. I have used duct tape on my canvases before in the past with melted crayon art, but when you put the heat gun, if it goes over that duct tape, there is a huge possibility that that duct tape will rip up the canvas because of the heat that was used during the process. First thing I do, nothing fancy schmancy, I go ahead and I actually draw straight onto my canvas. So once again, this is a Panthers painting, so I'm going to draw the logo for the Carolina Panthers. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint the background, but I'm not going to paint the logo just yet, okay? So I'm picking I'm picking the Panthers colors, but I want it to be somewhere where the colors of the crayons are actually going to pop on the background, and I also want it to be edgy. I mean, this painting is for a man, so I thought that I need to go ahead and make this edgy and not too girly. So of course Panthers are pretty BA, so I have to make this background as edgy as possible because they're fantastic. So I'm using their colors. I'm using like this crazy like back and forth technique with all my colors and everything, and once again I just want my crayons to pop on the background. Next up, you're gonna tape off the section where you don't want your crayons to get on, like your melted crayons. Now they go everywhere, guys, and the main thing that I can stress to you is make sure you get the top of whatever your design is. So I'm gonna get the top of the Panthers logo as much as possible because that's where all my melted crayon wax, that's where it's gonna go, and it's gonna be really hard to pick up like the tape off the canvas because the melted crayon art wax is all going to go to that one spot. Now, if you want to have some sort of organization to your painting, then I can help you with that. But if you just want to be like, oh, I'm just going to glue the crayons on, no big deal. Alright, so Panthers colors, so I'm going to go ahead, pick out my blues, my blacks, and my whites out of all 7 boxes of these crayons. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that they're all in order. So I'm going to organize every single color so that when they're on the canvas, they're lined up next to each other and they're in an order. They're going to be totally organized. Alright, so the next step is going on and actually gluing your crayons to your canvas. Now, as you see, I have my groups of colors and I'm hot gluing them onto the canvas with the Crayola label up, so to where it shows. So people actually, I mean, of course they look like crayons, but I want just to make sure that everyone knows when they see this painting, oh, it's melted crayon art. And plus the guy that I'm making this painting for, he means a lot to me, so of course I'm going to make it nice and neat. So yeah, I'm going to make it really organized as possible. And this is the point where I realized I need to go buy 2 more boxes of crayons. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of time to explain this to you. So we're actually melting the crayons now. What my goal is, if you do have a heat gun, then you probably have a better chance of doing this. If you have a hair dryer, then the chances of getting the same effect without a heat gun might happen, might not. It's just that it might take a little bit more time. But when I use my heat gun on my melted crayon art, what I like to do is I actually like to get a first layer. So I melt all the crayon wax to where it goes all the way to the bottom. I want to make sure that it goes over my design and goes all the way to the bottom where it passes the logo actually. After I have done that and I made my first layer, this is where I start turning it backwards everywhere and stuff, and I'm going for that second layer, and plus I really want the wax to melt into each other to where they're mixing, and you got this really cool design. Now here's a fun effect that I will do. I will take separate crayons and I will take them to the canvas, just hold them up to my hair dryer or heat gun, and I will just, it would almost be like a splatter paint kind of a thing, and then I'll go ahead and I'll turn it like onto the floor. I just want it to, right now what I'm doing is I want it to have a splatter effect, and then I'll put it on the ground. I'll take my other crayons and I'll just melt them all over the place, and yeah, you got this really crazy awesome splatter effect. So here's the thing that I do to my all my crayon arts. You see where they're melted and everything, those become almost like these really skinny crayons. So if you're painting, God forbid it falls off the wall in the future, then you can, that will break off, completely break off. So that's where I take my heat gun and I go over those really skinny parts and I kind of flatten them out. Here comes the fun part. Be very careful, but take off the tape. And last but not least, color in your design with some paint, some acrylic paint. Yep, and that's basically it. And I just mainly get in the spots. I mean, you see some melted crayon art, but it's clearly okay to paint over. Paint, acrylic paint does wonders, so just paint over those melted crayon art spots. As you can tell, these sort of projects take many days to do, so if you haven't made something for your friend or family for Christmas yet, then here you go! Get to it now. We got 10 days, people. But yes, here is the finished effect of the Panthers. I might go in later and touch some things up, but yeah, I really hope this was helpful, guys, and I really hope that it doesn't have to be for Christmas. Maybe it's for a birthday in the future, or Easter. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's when the Panthers win the Super Bowl in 2016. Oh, what are you gonna do then? Y'all be begging me for a tutorial on how to draw a logo for Panthers. I'm very passionate. I'm sorry. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a marvelous day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today. Make sure you click that subscribe button because I do post a tutorial every Thursday, and I do post a vloggity vlog every Saturday as well, on and off again at least. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like my Facebook page, and make sure you check out all the other videos I have. I don't want you guys to miss anything because there's a lot of doodling, crafty fun, vloggity vlogs, and all that fun stuff. Have a wonderful week. Bye!